when I found this out, I was blown away. Going back to the Nordic traditions for a moment. So weaving a farmer's almanac. I mean, check. This is so cool. So these are runic calendars. These for those who have maybe dabbled with like runes, which is an ancient writing system. These are rune letters here, and this is a runic calendar. This is at a museum in Sweden. These are rune staffs, right? They look very magical, right? Like Gandalf's wizard staff.
Yeah.
They are farmers' almanacs, is what they are. They're calendars. And this is some deep, deep place-based wisdom. So first off, each rune here represents a day. So 365 days or so in a year. So there's about 365 of these day runes. Now, there's these lower ones too. You can't quite see it. I don't have a great picture of it in here, but there's the day runes, and then there are 19 moon runes, which are below the day runes, moon runes. And these represent the full moon. Now, check this out. The metatonic cycle. The new moon will always be on the same day of the year every 19 years. The new moon resets to the same day. And that will last for over 300 years. And after 300 years, it just changes one day, resets and changes one day. So these rune calendars have 19 moon runes that count the new moon. Wow. And these calendars can last for 300 years.
That's pretty good. You don't have to carve one of these once every 300 years. That's not so bad.
No, exactly. That's ancestral knowledge you pass down. All right, so we have these staff. It's counting days. It's counting moons. So you just have to know where you are. Like whoever carved the staff needs to know. Okay, this is where the new moon is on this date. Now I can project out, that it's going to change. For 19 years it'll change before it comes back. So you'll just have to know which moon rune you're on each year.
Right.
Okay, so you've got that, and then of course a lot of activities are moon based. A lot of the old calendars are both sun and moon based. Now enters the next interesting thing. There are these other icons here, these upper icons that you can kind of see. And actually, I'll go over here to the Prim staff to show you. Cool. This one is in Norway, similar to the runic calendar. It's kind of a slightly newer version called the Prim staff. So check this out. So these hatch marks count a day. And these symbols here, you see this one that looks like a scythe?
Yeah.
And this one looks like a tree. And this one looks like an axe. And there's a knife, and there's gloves and such. These are almanac icons that tell you what to do at that time of year.
Oh, so cool.
So you go back to the rune one, they have these here too. This is the older version with the runes. But so they are saying, oh, it's the time of year to scythe the wheat.
Yep.
Right? It's the time of year to chop firewood in preparation for winter. It's the time of year to take our boats out of the water. This is how these ancient almanacs work. But not only do they do that, but then like over here, you can see on the far left, this big sun-looking symbol. That's midsummer. So this is grand celebration. The sun is at its highest point. And so now we're celebrating. Midsummer is a massive seasonal celebration, reverence of the sun, reverence of the earth that happens in the summertime there. So you also have your celebrations. Now, these prim staffs are often connected to saints. So this is where folks who are, have an aversion to, say, like Christian stuff might get turned off. But again, you go back far enough, you realize, oh, Saint Olaf is actually a depiction of Thor, a thunder god who had all these powers, and you can kind of go back that way and see that these are rooted in deeper traditions.
Yeah.
So these became farmers' almanacs. Now let's put this all together. We're counting days, we're counting moons, we're tracking seasonal activities, and it's all on a staff like this, right? So how is this magical? So first off, I think everyone can grasp that these ancient calendars are deeply enmeshed with ecological wisdom,
Yeah.
based on the farmer almanac style and the way they track the moons. But there's a deeper part to this. During specific seasonal celebrations, say a celebration for fertility of the land, right, for a good harvest, folks who made these staffs would use them in what we would call a magical way. So when they go out on the land to take a ritual action, like, say, to dance around the fire and call in the goddesses of springtime, and sing to the grasses and sing to the land, and put all your love into the earth for a good harvest, one might hold this staff when doing that. And in this belief system, you're not just holding a staff with a bunch of symbols on it. You tap this into the earth, right? So the bottom is touching the earth. And now you are holding the moon, the sun, every day, every week, every month, and all the activities of the year. The entire year is energetically encapsulated in this staff. So now when you bang this on the ground and you set an intention for a good year, in the belief system of the person doing this action, I am holding the year in my hand. I'm holding it. And this is what I'm calling forth. So that's the magical way that they would use these. So we've got more. You ready to go deeper?
Let's go deeper.
Okay, and folks who are listening, I'm going to do one last section and then we can take questions, but we've got to go deeper here because now I got you and you see where we're going. And so now we need to go into the plant world for a moment because this next piece is going to blow your mind, honestly. So first off, do you know about this book, Jesse? Primary
No, I
Perception?
don't. Mm-mm.
All right. Buckle up, y'all. So let me just tell you the story of this book real quick. Written in the 60s, Cleve Baxter, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So this guy is a polygraph expert with law enforcement, all right? That's a
Oh.
weird place to start, right? So he was an expert with using polygraph machines to detect people who are lying, potential criminals who are lying.
Right.
Well, one day, he hooked the polygraph machine up to a plant. And he did a number of experiments. And this is going to knock your socks off. So with his experimentation, he discovered a number of things. First off, he did experiments where he would hook the plant up to a polygraph machine. Then he would think about setting it on fire.
Yes.
And the plant would react.
Yes, I am familiar with this. What
Now,
the heck?
When I say the plant reacted, it reacted to his thought.
Yeah. His intention.
He didn't put fire on the plant. He grabbed a thing of matches and thought, I'm going to set the plant on fire. Boom, the plant reacts.
Jeez.
And he did these time and time and time again. The data is irrefutable at this point. After all of his experiments over years and years and years, this wasn't a one-off fluke. This was consistent documentation of plants picking up on thoughts. Now, if a plant can pick up on a thought. What does that say about thoughts? What does it say when you project an anger-filled thought on a person versus a love-filled thought on a person, right? Because we're biological beings that pick up energy too, just like a plant. This is the foundation of magical traditions.
Providing a central theme, and to have that in one's life allows you to move more freely, more confidently. But when you learn permaculture, you learn the how and the why and what's behind that. And so it really does give you a really nice platform from which to operate.